Back to my tutorials of AutoCAD. So today's section I'm going to discuss about the status bar to you. So when you are open this in AutoCAD application, in this AutoCAD application we have the status bar over here. So in this status bar we have the many options over here. So we need to clear about this options now. So here you can see, friends, this is called as the coordinates. The coordinates means it's showing that where the crosshair. So suppose if you are moving the crosshair over here, then automatically the coordinate values are going to be change. See, when I am clicking something area, then automatically what happens means the coordinates will remember that point. Okay, and it's showing that where the cursor side, where the crosshair is positioned, so they show it to you. So that is the exact meaning of the coordinates here. If in case if you want to bring out the coordinates, we are clicking Control I, then what happens, the coordinates will be off. Okay, that's exact meaning of coordinates, and it's showing that position of the crosshair that we need to remember. Next one is called info constraints. What is the meaning of info constraints? Means if you are on the info constraints and after we do any plan, that plan will act like a parametric. I'll show you one little example. I'm owning the info constraint here, and after that we need to go by here. So suppose we am drawing the line here. So I'm taking the line now, so you can see now, friends, I'm taking the line here. Okay, I'm taking the line here, so you can say now, so I have the line like this. Okay, so I have the line here, so we can say now, so I'm on the F8, so I'm draw the line like this. I'm draw the line like this. I'm clicking this. See, friend, if I'm increasing this line on this side, automatically this line is also follows. Which line? This line. This line will automatically follows when you are increasing of this particular line. So I'm selecting this line, and after that by using of this grip now, so we can extend this side. Automatically what happens? This line segment is also follows. And here we can observe, friends, this is the things he is having here. These things are called as the constraints. So when you are creating the when you make this any objects any info constraints mode now, so then automatically what happens means the constraints will happen onto the here. Okay, that we can observe. So if it's working now, so if it comes now, so it means what info constraints option is already on. So we think like that. And if you are doing it here, so like for example, so we'll down it here like this, then automatically what happens means it automatically other lines is also going to be moving it. So that is the meaning of info constraints now. Clear? So and next one is called as what, friends, is the snap mode. What is the exact meaning of the snap? First of all, let me clear that. So first of all, I'm deleting this. I'm off the info constraint here, and let's say now line. Can you observe over here? I'm getting the zoom. So when I draw the line now, that cursor is not going to be snap with the grid, but I want to be snap with the grid now. So it's possible. Yes, it's possible when you are on the snap. So when you are on the snap now, so then automatically it snap with the grid. See, let's see here. You can see, you can observe. Now the crosshair is snapping with the grid. Only that reason we are using the snap. So usually the small box is 0.5 inches. If in case if you wants to be changed that inches, then we are right click on it and we can go by the settings and we can change it. Or otherwise we can use the quote and we can use snap directly here. So I just click on snap and enter, and by default spacing is 0.5 inches. But here I don't want the 0.5 inches. We are going for 1. Then what we can see now, so now it's directly jump into the two boxes. So that is the exact meaning of the snap here. So but I don't want the snap now, so I just opening it. Okay, now let us move into the here. This is called grid. What is the exact meaning of the grid? The grid means it's showing the grid now already, so but I don't want to see the grid now. So that's the reason what we need to do. So I'm off with the grid, so then automatically the grid will be going to be off. Okay, now let's see here. So and the next thing is ortho. So ortho means, first of all, since already is an ortho mode is a non condition, it means what? First suppose when I draw a line now, yeah, when I draw a line now, so the line is doesn't allow you on the crossway. Why it's not allowing in the cross? Because of they have one reason, it is already order is on. If order is on now, then automatically it doesn't allow you to make the any cross lines here. But if you can off it, then we can easily allowing you to make any cross line over here. And as well as we can see, we are going for a polar tracking also. The polar tracking will show you what the angle. For example, let's say now, so I'm moving this, so they're showing the green color. It means what? The cross, it means it is a 0 degrees. For suppose we are moving the cursor like this, it's showing it 45 degrees. When moving it 65, when moving it 75, when moving it 90, when moving it, this is 135 and all those things. So it's showing it to you. So it means what the exact meaning is. So this is in the polar tracking. The polar tracking means is showing the 0, 90, 180, 270 and 360, they show it to you. But here and in this my computer, they're showing it to you the 65, 45 and 75, 135, 150. So they show it to you like that. Why it's showing like that means because of they have a reason. So already I'm already giving the settings for the polar tracking. So how we can say now, we right click on the polar tracking settings, and here we can see friends, here we have the increment angle. The increment angle is given by 45 or 90 or 30, 22, 25 and 15, 18, 10, 5, and we can see now. So for suppose I'm choosing the 90 degrees. If we take this 90 degrees over here, and this 90 degrees we have 90 degrees over here. In this 90 degrees, it means what friend is increment your angle now. So for example, let's say now, so each 90 degrees like 0, 90, 180, 270 and 360, we are taking that way. For suppose if you are choosing 45 here, yeah, if choosing 45, it's showing it you 0, 45, 90, 135, 180, so they show it like that. But here I'm showing 145, 45, and here original angles also are given here. So that is 65, 75, 150. It means if it's 65, they're going to the snap, and if it's 75, they're going to the snap, and if it's 150, they're going to the snaps. Otherwise, we can take it a new option here, and we can add the another angles also over here. Clear? Okay. Just click on OK here. And see, and next one is we are going for this one. This is called as what friends is the object snap. So already in the object snap class now, so already I discussed with you, so that's why I'm not going to discuss once again for you friends. And the next one, this is called 3D object snap, and this 3D object snap is also I'm going to discuss when I'm coming to the 3D sections. I'm going to discuss about the 3D object snap, but I'm not going to discuss now. Next one, object snap tracking. This is also very important. See, suppose I'm drawing a line like this. Here we can see friends, we have already object snap. I go into the settings here and just adding this all those things. Okay, and after that we need to go by line command. So here we can see now friends, we have seen the midpoint, but I'm not draw the midpoint. I'm not draw the line on the midpoint. I want to be draw the line to the right of the midpoint. So for suppose if you can see this, midpoint, I'm not clicking it, so I'm showing it, but I'm moving the cursor like this, then automatically the green color line comes out. Why it comes out? Because of the object snap tracking is already on. So that's the reason it's doing it that way. For example, I'll show you. So when I'm off this object snap tracking, then what happens? You can see now, L enter, I'm taking the midpoint over here, but I'm moving the cursor, but it's not going to be given the snaps over here. So clear? So if in case if it is on now, then automatically the tracking will on to you, right? So that is the exact meaning of the snap tracking. And next one, and this one is DUCS account. This is also I'll discuss on 3D, but I'm not going to discuss in the 2D section. This and this will be work onto the 3D, but this and this will not work onto the 2D. So that's the reason I'm not explaining it. So next one, dynamic input. See friend, when I click on the L enter, then we can see the below of the cursor specify the point. They show it to you like that. That is called dynamic input. If in case if you don't want that, so we can off it, no problem. We can off it, we can't see it. So we can on it, we can see it. No problem at all. Okay. Next one. Hide. Show hide line weight. What is that? Show hide line weight. What is the meaning of show hide line weight? So I'll show you. Listen, friends. For suppose we selecting the object and we can give the length of width of the object that we can't see directly, friends. So if you wants to be see that width of line now, I just need to on this line weight over here. So we are going to the here now. So we just going to the here line weight. Yeah, line weight here. I'm selecting it. Select that. So but here we can see now. So we can't see that line weight over here. Why? Because it is an off now. We are on it, then we can see it. See, we can see it. That is what the line weight. And we have transparency. What is the meaning of transparency? I'll explain to you. So I'm taking one simple rectangle, okay, and I'm apply the hatch onto the here. Yeah. So we can go by the waterline with the switch pattern, but I can apply the gradient, and this gradient I'm choosing only one color, and I'm apply the transparency. This is very important. When you apply the transparency, then only we are able to see the transparency over here. If you not apply the transparency, then we are not able to see the transparency. But I'm taking that transparency and add pick points here. So I'm selecting this pick point, then enter. See friend, I'm applying that transparency, but I'm not seeing the transparency over here. Why I'm not seeing the transparency? Okay, already there, friends. The transparency is here, but if in case if your transparencies are off now, then we can observe what happened. So transparency is there, then we can see the transparency. If we are off with the transparency, then we can see the what is the difference is having. Next one, quick properties. What is the meaning of the quick properties? Means, for suppose if you select any object, that object properties we are seeing directly, friends. So that is what the quick properties. We click this and we can select this object. Then what happens, we can see now. Yeah, so we can see the properties of that object. So that is the meaning of the quick properties here. And next one is selection cycling. What is the meaning of selection cycling? Means, for suppose, let's see here, friends. I have one line here, so I draw the line like this. Like this, I can draw the line. I can draw the line like this. So okay, I draw one more line here. See friends, in the same line I'm drawing the 2 or 3 or 4 lines I'm drawing it, but I want to be choosing only one line on that. So that's why how it's possible. How it's possible. So if you are if your selection cycling is on now, so then automatically they show you a list of lines when you are clicked. Okay, I'll show you. So here I'm drawing a line at the same point, and I complete that line on here. So it means in the same thing I have the 2 lines here. So I just click it here and I can see it. See, selection cycling on is here. I'm owning it, and I'm clicking on it. So what happens? You can see now. What happens? Now the selections are having 2 lines there. So that's the reason they show to you the 2 lines, and what line we wants to be select now, so we can select it, no problem at all. Okay, so that's all for the today class note, and the tomorrow class I'm going to discuss about the units, limits, and lim check and limax commands to you. So those commands are very important commands when you are started the any plan now. So that commands is a must and should we need to know that. So tomorrow I'll go into the next section I'm going to discuss about that particular class to you.